Nebrad village, Kyiv region.
This is it, right? Yes. You see it's gone into ground. Do you see these bottles? There was some liquid in it. There were about 10 of them here. Russians entered on March 7th. They settled at the end of the street. They stayed here till March 17th. All this time we were here. They would constantly walk or drive around the village. They made us put white cloth on our fences to show there were people. At first we didn't want to do that. They would come with guns and ask why we didn't put them. So we had to put them. They also made us put white cloth on our arms, on right arms. They looted. They stole things all over the village. Houses in this street are pretty old, but in the neighbor street richer people live. And when they saw what they had in their houses, they started taking it all. They robbed all shops and houses here. They would break things which they couldn't take with them, smashed them. I'm a business owner. I own a bar and a shop. If you come there, you'll see what they've done. You know what we saw there? There are 3 toilets in there, and when we came in, we saw all of them filled with crap. It was terrible. We just can't understand how people can sit at a table with such things around them. We also have 2 saunas. In there we found piles of underwear, shirts. They would steal clothes, change them, and just throw away. Piles of clothes. My husband cleaned it. There were 3 sacks of underwear. He burned them. When they left on March 17th, we sighed with relief. They left on March 17th, but they would come later in armored troops carriers and cars. They would come till April 1st. Were they Kadyrovits? They were Russians. Kadyrovits would sometimes arrive, but mostly they were Russians. Did they kill people? In this village, they didn't kill anyone. But there were very few people here. A lot of people had left. There were about 2 families in each street. And food? Did they take or give you food? You know, people who live in the village have food. We have good food supplies, vegetables. We had a lot of potatoes. And they had enough too. They stole everything from our shops. They would also take meat from the farms in Borodyanka and Zalisa. They slaughtered cows. Thank you. They're wild. Probably ran away from somewhere. Can you tell us where it is? Where you have filmed? That big hole? Did it hit there? Yes, and this flew to our yard. You've cut yourself. It's okay. These things are everywhere now. In the garden, in the yard. Were you at home all the time? Yes, I can show you my house. Pieces of the ceiling fell down on me in the house. They are everywhere in the garden. One piece this big hit the roof, broke it, went through the ceiling. I can show you. Were you here? And your disabled wife? Yes, we were. It all fell down. Did you sleep here? No, my wife was in a different room. Here too. And I slept here. I was lying here, and it fell on me. It went through the roof. One tank. And then, later on, I counted about 70 tanks. And then I stopped. Then there were infantry fighting vehicles, petrol tankers, and then cars. They were coming from there, that way. They weren't Russians. They were Kadyrovites, I think. At some point, they lost control of one infantry fighting vehicle, got out of it, and went to our house. We got scared, but thanks God they didn't hurt us. All the others went by. 4 days later, they fully invaded the village. They stayed in the neighbor street, and they would break fences and leave their machinery in the yards of people, and they would shoot from there.